What I want to show you here is just exactly how interest really does impact how much we pay on the debt we take out. So I'm going to look at two different types of loans here, one a student loan and one a credit card loan. So I'm going to use a student loan calculator. I'm going to go ahead and type in student loan calculator here on Google. And I like this one for Bankrate. I know it gives accurate information, and I think it's a nice, easy screen to look at. So we're going to pretend we're going to college here, and we're going to look up average college tuition for 2020. And let's see. I'll find one. I believe this website has some good information. Look at that nice little graphical breakdown. So, the average cost of tuition and fees at a ranked in state public college is about 72% less than average sticker price at private colleges. So, you guys can see these here. So, if you stay in state for a public university, it's usually less because your parents have been paying taxes to that state, so they charge you a little less. If you go out of state for a public university, it ends up costing you more because nobody's paid taxes there. And if you go to a private institution, they average the highest. We're going to pretend we're going to a 4-year public college institution. And unfortunately, even though we worked hard and we applied for a couple of scholarships, we didn't get any. And I don't know about you guys, but I am not getting a sports scholarship. So I'm going to have to pay the full ride. It's about 10 a year. So I'm going to go back to my student loan calculator. And after 4 years, I owe $40,000. And I'd really like to pay this off, say, in 10 years. So into my early 30s. I don't want it for too much longer than that. And I was able to get a pretty decent interest rate at 5% for my student loan. And let's go ahead and calculate to see what happens. Oh my. To pay it off in 10 years, I have to pay $424 a month. And I what? $11,000 just in interest? So I end up paying almost $51,000 for the school loan? Wow. Well, I you know, I'd like to have it paid off in 10 years, but I don't think I can do $424 a month. I didn't even have a job yet out of school. So I guess maybe 15 years and see what that looks like. Wow. I mean, my payment's a little bit more manageable, but look how much that interest went up. Now I'm looking at paying a total of $56,000. Man, that's a lot of money. Well, so this is what student loans can look like, ladies and gentlemen. So work hard to get those scholarships. They can definitely be helpful in reducing the amount of loans that you have to take to try to enhance your job opportunities moving forward. Because while the student loans can be scary, it is still true that people that get a college degree still average significantly more in salary than those that do not. And please note, this is not me telling everyone here to go to college. You do not have to get a good job. You can go to other training or other educational opportunities that help enhance your job opportunities. But just a high school degree usually limits the opportunities you have in getting the jobs that you want. So you need to already be looking at, where do I want to go? What kind of job do I want? And what kind of education, background, and training do I need to get there? All right, so the other kind of loan I want to look at here is a credit card calculator. Bam. Again, I'm going to use this one from Bankrate. I think they have a nice clean look and easy to use. So we're going to pretend that we wanted the newest phone, and I didn't have the money for it, but I pretty much needed it, and it was $1,000. So I put it on my credit card, and unfortunately, you guys are pretty young, so I wouldn't be surprised if your credit card interest rate was more like 20%. I know the average I told you in the notes was 15, but when you're young, you pay more. And often credit card minimum payments work based off of how much you have on the balance, so how much you've put on your credit card. And we're going to assume that we have to pay 4% of our balance. So the minimum payment each time that I pay off like each month I pay my credit card, I'm going to pay 4% of whatever my current balance is. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate that. And I'm going to actually look at the payment schedule. So I'm going to look at what this breaks down each month. So I put $1,000 on my credit card. So the first month I pay $40. Oh, that's not bad. I can afford that. I mean, I'm working. I can do that. No problem. Let's see what this looks like by the end. Notice my payments keep going down, and I'm just going to keep paying the minimum. No biggie, easy payments. I can pay that off. Wait a minute. It took me 75 months to pay off this phone. That's insane. And I mean, my final payments were really low, but whoa, wait a minute. $560 in interest? So it took me 6 years to pay off this phone. And it cost me $1,560 by the time I was done. Boy, I hope it was worth it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what can happen with our debt. If we don't pay it off quickly, interest compounds and builds on itself and ends up costing you a lot of extra money that you're basically just throwing away. That's $560 you'll never see that you gave to the credit card company because you had to have that phone right now because you didn't feel like saving up for it. So keep that in mind when you take out debt and you pay it back. Interest is a factor. The good news is if you do pay off credit cards at the end of the month and you have a $0 balance as you roll over to the next month, there is no interest. So keep that in mind. Credit cards can be useful, can earn you some nice points, provide you a little security, but there is risk. They make you more likely to spend on things that you don't need, and that interest piles up real fast.